Hello and welcome to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Em and I love reading dark fiction and apparently classics as well. I've been reading a lot of classics and kind of moving outside of my typical genre as of late. But I wanted to share my February wrap up. I'm going to do it in a more simplified way this month, and I'm just going to share new to me movies and shows that I have been enjoying and why I've been enjoying them, as well as the books. Always the books, right? Always the books. So the first book that I finished in February was Tears of Amber, and this is a translated work of beautiful fiction. I absolutely loved this. Did I give it 5 stars? I think I gave it 4 stars. I was kind of hovering between 4 and 5. We'll say 4.5 stars. It was so beautiful, heartbreaking, and really opened my eyes to a lot of things that I just didn't think about when it came to World War II, and the things that people I wouldn't have thought about on such a deep level. The things they went through, the things that they experienced, and the feelings they felt, and just there was so much to it that I can't put into words exactly how it made me feel. It definitely hit me to my core, and I think it's an important read. So if you have not read this and you like historical fiction, I highly recommend it. Even if you're not super into historical fiction, I think this would be an interesting read for you. There was a lot of comparison going on with just things that we go through now, things that what happened then, and the dangers of people in power that maybe let that power get to their heads or abuse that power and things like that. But it mostly focused on the people going through these things and how it affected them, everyday people. And so I thought it was a really great read. I also read What Moves the Dead by T. Kingfisher. Now, this was a book that I had purchased with a gift card I received for Christmas. I went to Barnes & Noble and picked up a couple books. This was one of them. My Best Friend's Exorcism was another. And I'm really glad I read this. I tabbed it up here, as you can see. It is a retelling of The Fall of the House of Usher by Edgar Allan Poe. I thought it was beautifully done. I think I gave this 4 stars. Again, it was another one of those instances where I was hovering between 4 and 5 stars, didn't really know where to land. So I ended up just giving it 4 stars because it wasn't perfect, but it was darn close to it, so I could have given it 5 stars. I've just been really weird with my rating system as of late, so I really shouldn't rate books anymore. I think I should just talk about what I like, what I don't like, and leave the ratings for other people. I don't know, but I really enjoyed this. The creative use of mushrooms in the story, of hares, those larger versions of rabbits, really cool. The setting was amazing. Just it had that really like haunting type atmosphere, home, and really confusing situations going on. So I loved it. I am still reading Jane Eyre, and I am about halfway through, and so far it's feeling like a 5-star to me. I'm really rooting for this to be a 5-star read. I did read Wuthering Heights in January, was it? And ended up giving that 3 stars. I enjoyed it, but there was a lot about it that I didn't enjoy. Mostly the multiple characters with the same name kind of threw me off a little bit. But her sister Charlotte has really captured my heart with Jane Eyre, and I am absolutely loving this book. Last night I woke up in the middle of the night, and typically I'll do something simple to get myself back to sleep. I usually don't pick up a book to get myself back to sleep, but this is on my Kindle. It was an easy thing to reach for, and so I did not help myself fall back to sleep because I was reading. But I have really been enjoying this, and I look forward to seeing what I think by the time I finish. I watched a lot of movies this month. I don't recall how many exactly, but I do have my basic wrap up over on Instagram if you want to check out all the movies that I watched. But the ones that stood out to me as far as new to me movies go were Black Phone 1 and 2. I preferred the first one. Really loved those 70s vibes. Just, it was chef's kiss. I would say it's a 5-star movie for me. Black Phone 2 was good as well. There was a lot of more of a supernatural vibe to this one. I mean, they both have supernatural vibes, of course, but this one just kind of ramped that up. And while I typically love that, I don't know, there was just something about that first Black Phone that really resonated with me, and Ethan Hawke did an amazing job. I always view him as like that like boy next door type of person. I haven't watched all of his movies, obviously, but I think he did a really excellent job of playing the villain, and he definitely put some fear into my spirit while I watched, so I think he did an excellent job. A bunch of us in our family and I watched Jurassic World Rebirth with Scarlett Johansson, and it was an enjoyable watch, but I do feel like they're all starting to feel like the same movie. All the Jurassic Parks and worlds. You can't beat Jurassic Park in my book. Jurassic Park is the king of all the Jurassic Park / world franchise. But this was really good. The dinosaurs were terrifying. There's a moment with a T-Rex that an entire like very extended scene in my opinion with a T-Rex that really caught my attention. The T-Rex was the scariest for me in the first movie and the scariest in this one as well. There were a lot of scary dinosaurs in this one and a lot of edge of your seat moments. So it was really good. It just felt a lot like the rest of them. I mean, there wasn't anything that stood out as incredibly unique in this movie. There were a lot of little changes, but it just felt pretty much the same to me. I don't know what I would rate it, but it was a fun watch. It was a fun watch. It just wasn't my favorite in this franchise. I also watched True Romance for the first time. I feel like I've seen it before, just because I've seen so many of the scenes before, but I have not actually ever sat down and watched it, and I loved it. 5 stars. Loved it. Absolutely loved it. This is what I'm talking about when I'm talking about a movie that I want to watch. It's weird, but it's got that like love story that is just chef's kiss, and there's just so much happening. There's so much to look at. The music was awesome. The main characters were amazing. The side characters were hilarious. I just really enjoyed this, and I'm really glad that I was able to watch it. I have been wanting to watch this for so long, and it just was never on any of the streaming services we have. And we don't have a lot just because, man, to pay for streaming services is ridiculous, especially now. They just keep upping the price, adding more ads. So I'm a really big fan of Tubi, and I want to personally thank Tubi for including True Romance on their roster, because I am so glad I finally got to watch this and enjoy it, and it's definitely a favorite. And if I do start collecting movies again, probably DVDs, this is at the top of the list. I definitely want to find a copy of True Romance, because I will watch that time and time again. Loved it. Patricia Arquette, Christian Slater, love them. King and queen of their time. So I've been rewatching a lot of shows with family. I have been watching Babysitter's Club with my 8-year-old, and it's so much fun because I remember some of these stories, you know, from the books that I read as a kid, and to see them brought to life in a more modern way that can speak to kids of this day and age has been a lot of fun. And Shelby's really been enjoying it as well. But of course, that's not like something that I would just watch on my own. I don't think. I don't know, I say that, but I might. I've also been watching La Brea with my son, Wesson. He is 11. Had to think for a second. And this is about a sinkhole that leads to a green light that people fall through, and they end up way back in 10,000 BC. And they're trying to figure out how to get home, and it's really interesting. Yes, the graphics, CGI, whatever you call it, could be better. Some of the acting could be better. Some of the storylines could have been sharpened up a little bit, but the whole idea of this is fascinating to me, and we've really been enjoying it. Even my son is like, okay, they could have done a better version of that saber-toothed tiger, or, you know, whatever, but overall, it's quite interesting. I think with a few little tweaks here and there, it could have been incredible. It's good for what it is. It's good for what it is. I've also been watching Silo with my oldest son, and this is about a community of people who are living in this huge underground silo. They cannot go outside of the silo because the air is toxic and can kill you. And so there's a lot to this one, and we are on the second season, maybe? Or are we still on the first? He and I kind of jump around from show to show. We also just finished the first season of Pluribus, and that was amazing. Our second season, whatever is available, we finished all of that, and I cannot wait to find out more. But Silo is just as interesting. I think Apple TV has some amazing shows, honestly. I do not subscribe to it, my son does, so anything I watch on there, I watch with him. But it's been a lot of fun, and they are intense shows. Silo is intense. Pluribus is intense. Really great watches. My husband and I started Yellowstone a while back, and we only watched about half of the first episode, and life happened. We never got back to it. Kind of like Ozark. We still need to finish Ozark. It's ridiculous how bad we are about finishing shows, but... Speaking of interruptions, my kids just came up here to gather some things for their dad. And now I lost my train of thought. Yellowstone, yes. We finally finished an episode of Yellowstone and really like it. So hopefully we can have some more couch dates and get through the first season, maybe? We'll see. But that's what I've been into. Still been listening to Mastodon. Listened to Kate Bush's Wuthering Heights way too many times. Yes, I want to see the movie. Yes, I think I'm going to like the movie despite all the criticism. I might even like the movie better than the book. We shall see. I'm not attached to the book, though. I read the book for the first time this last month, so I have no real emotional attachments. This is very crooked. Anyway, and I've been listening to Lana Del Rey's newest song nonstop and have been loving that as well. But really hadn't listened to as much music as I'd like to, but life has just been kind of all over the place, and so we're just going with the flow. I think that is it. That's my wrap up for the month of February. We shall see what I get into in March. I definitely want to get to my best friend's exorcism, and of course the week of weird is happening right now, so I am super excited to get weird as well. I'd love to hear from you. Let me know what you got into in the month of February, and did you have any 5-star reads or watches? Please comment below, because you know I love having little chats with you down in the comment section about all the things of books, movies, shows, music, what have you. I love to chat with people about the things they're getting into and loving. And of course, I hope you have an amazing March, magical March. And yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.